Hi, this is PreCalc regular class quiz review. And so let's see if I open this. It's a sample question. And I will ask this format, and you have to sketch and get back to me during the quiz. The first question is determine the exact value. Exact value is not the estimate value, so you don't need a calculator. And tangent negative 150 degree and cosine negative 150 degree. So, well, you have to know the terminal angle and reference angle, negative 150. So it must be clockwise. So let me use this too. So this 90 degree. So 90 degree plus 60. So this goes to 60 more right here. This is going to be negative 180 degree. So I usually use this one to I don't have color here. So let's see. I choose this color, right? Okay, so this is a color. So now we have to have green for cosine color. Sine is for sky blue color. Okay, I wonder if you remember this. Now, unit circle is always 1. Okay. So sky blue is always half of this. So it's going to be negative half. Okay, it's now sky blue part become negative because it's going down. Okay. Again, let me talk about the reference angle is going to be here. Reference angle I use theta and put the prime. So that's the theta prime. So theta prime, right? So that's the reference angle sine, which is what degree if this is 150 degree, right? From here to here is 100, negative 150, right? So it must be the leftover is 180 minus 150. So this must be 30 degrees. So the reference angle is 30 degrees. Maybe I should use this one. Equal 30, okay? Degree. Now I would take this one and I get the prime sign here because it's a reference angle. Okay, so I will cut and paste here. Now I will keep this one here. So if this is 30 degree here, so it must be 60 degree. So it's going to be, if you remember the geometry, it's 1, 2, square root 3, but it's everything is half because unit circle is radius is 1, which is hypothesis is 1. Okay, so square root 3 is also become half, right? So let's see. And it goes to negative direction as well. So this one is negative square root 3 over 2. Now what? They're asking, first one is they're asking tangent. So opposite over hypotenuse. So let me see. So let me cut this one here. Let me make it a little easier to see. Right. So I put the equal sign. So based on the reference angle, opposite is this, right? SOHCAHTOA, opposite over adjacent. So just let's plug in opposite divided by adjacent. So it's negative divided by negative, it's positive, but we just remember this is going to be negative half divided by this value, negative fraction square root 3 over 2. Okay. Now negative divided by negative is positive, so let's cancel the signs. Now I put half and multiplication reciprocal, right? So it's going to be just flip over here, 2 square root 3. They cancel each other, so it's going to be positive 1 times 2, and 2 and 2 cancel, so it's going to be 1 square root 3. But you can't have square root 3 on the denominator, so you multiply square root 3 to numerator and denominator. So I put the equal sign. The numerator is going to be square root 3. Denominator is going to be square root 9, which is 3. So it's kind of long equation. That's tangent negative 150 degree. Okay. Now cosine is it's already listed here. Cosine is the green color. So this is not that one I want. This value I want. So cosine negative 150 degree equal the green color equal to negative, negative fraction square root 3 over 2. Okay, so okay, this is first question. Second question is it's going to be surprise. So just there are 4 questions on the upcoming quiz. Okay, now this is another question. Determine the exact value. So of the 3 trig functions: sine theta, cosine theta, and tangent theta. Okay, of the real numbers. So real numbers, you just don't convert square root 3 to something else, or square root 2 to something else. Okay, so this is not the unit circle question, but you have to know secant is negative 3. All right, what kind of condition secant? Right, so first of all, you have to remember the magic word SOHCAHTOA. Secant goes to the reciprocal of SOHCAHTOA, so cosine, right? So think about cosine theta. Cosine theta must be reciprocal of this, right? Cosine theta should be reciprocal of this, so it must be 1 over, okay? In this condition, okay, let me see. If this is a condition, it will come out this, okay? There are 2 conditions of this to make it this. I will write down the other condition. Think about the other side. Oh, let me see. Cosine, okay, I'm thinking a little bit right now because cosine is adjacent over hypothesis, right? Hypotenuse. Hypotenuse is not going to be negative sign, so negative 1 goes to, only goes to the numerator, okay? Adjacent is negative 1. Okay, so just think about this. So I keep as it is, don't put the negative sign outside, okay? Now there is 2 conditions. Cosine value become negative 1 over 3, which is -1/3, right? So cosine value. So adjacent is 1 and adjacent is -1. Adjacent is this color, -1, okay? And this value is 3. So we don't know where the sky blue color is, but we know this value is 3 because hypotenuse is always positive value. Okay? So it could be here too, because the other value doesn't matter, right? The other value is this value. This is cosine value, or doesn't matter. So it's kind of, the color is kind of confusing, but it's just let's think about those two ways. Constraint is the condition that if you keep this condition, it's going to be one of them is going to be deleted. Tangent, so cotangent theta is greater than 0. It must be tangent theta is greater than 0 as well, because cotangent and tangent responds to, well, yeah. So it must be tangent here. The only thing is, when tangent is positive, it's going to be here, because all trig value, sine, cosine, tangent, is going to be positive, okay? Or C, cosine become positive, right? I'm sorry, all sine become positive because of this sine. All sine, all student teach, so tangent become positive. Calculus, so cosine become positive. Now, cosine is negative, tangent is positive, or cotangent is positive. It's only this selection right here. So I will erase this. Now this is a condition. They're asking all three values. So all three values, before we do all three values, you have to write down 1 or -1, right? So -1 and 3. Now sky blue is unknown, but we can use a Pythagorean theorem using this 1n squared 3, and this goes negative value. So let's think. So 1 square, a squared plus b squared equal to c squared. So a squared is 1. So everything, let's think of a positive. So 1 square plus unknown. So unknown square, I just put the b square equals c square was 3, right? So 3 square. So you have to solve this one first to get this one, okay? Okay, so it's going to be, this is 1, this is 9, right? So it's going to be 1 here. We're doing just Pythagorean theorem, so 3 times 3 is 9. All right, subtract 1 from both sides. It's going to be, the right-hand side is going to be 8. 9 minus 1 is 8, right? So it's going to be 8. And to get rid of this, you put the square root, sign both of them. So this is going to be square root of b squared. So square root and square cancel later. And this one becomes square root of 8. which is b equal square root of a, but we have to come up the simple by radical, which is 2 square root 2. All right, so we solve here. That's 2 square root 2, but the direction matters. So this is going to be negative 2 square root 2. So I put here. I put negative value here. Okay. Now we have to go step by step. First one, they're asking sine, cosine, tangent. Sine is opposite over hypotenuse. So sine theta equal opposite over hypotenuse. So divide by 3 and keep the negative sign. That's it. Cosine theta is negative 1 over 3. Cosine theta, negative 1 over 3. Oh, sorry. All right. Tangent is opposite over adjacent, tor, right? Tor. So opposite is, first is tangent. Opposite is square root negative, right? You put the negative sign inside of the fraction, so 2 square root 2. Adjacent is negative, I think 1, I forgot. Yeah, opposite over adjacent. So this is going to be negative, just cancel. It's going to be positive, which is 2 square root 2. Okay, so these are 3 values you have to come up. Okay, so this is the end of the video. If I have more review materials, I will upload it this weekend. Please watch it to prepare your quiz. Okay, that's it. Bye. Have a nice weekend.